Guys, Shannon Sharpe might actually be cooked. Well, let's take a look.
Here's everything you need to know about the Shannon Sharpe lawsuit. I mean, you probably don't need to know any of this, but now that you've been added to the group chat, whether you wanted to or not, you might as well catch up and know the facts. Shannon Sharpe, Pro Football Hall of Famer, media personality. I saw as of recently he was supposed to sign an $100 million media deal. He is facing a lawsuit where he is getting accused of assault, shaker, and battery, and engaging in the intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Well, what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
Okay, well,
Well, what?
The lawsuit was filed anonymously in Nevada by Jane Doe, which means she's doing this all anonymously. I hope you didn't actually think her name was Jane Doe. She said that she was in a rocky but consensual relationship with Shannon Sharpe for 2 years. She says that she met Shannon when she was 19 years old at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023. Keep in mind, Shannon is 56. I digress. They had a consensual relationship for around 2 years, and then he assault shakered her in October of 2024, and then again in January of 2025. This is Tony Busby. He's the one filing this lawsuit. He's a trial lawyer from Houston who has filed over 20 lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. He filed a lawsuit against Jay-Z, and now Shannon Sharpe. He also was a part of the legal team that won settlements against Deshaun Watson for being accused of SA of over 24 massage therapists. Jane Doe is seeking $50 million in damages. Shannon and his lawyers have denied all of this and called it a shakedown and an attempt to get millions out of him. Jane Doe said that Shannon progressively got more violent with her. He was recording their meetings, without her consent. The lawsuit also says that he would threaten to off her if she denied his advances. Jane Doe's lawyers released an audio clip where Shannon said that he was going to choke the shit out of her. This audio sounded like a recorded phone call. Shannon's lawyers said that Shannon tried to offer her $10 million to settle the case before the lawsuit was filed, but she declined. Jane Doe's suit also refers to a separate lawsuit that Shannon is facing in New York with a woman named Michelle Evans, who claims that Shannon was in a relationship with her for over a decade, but assault shakered her during an argument in 2010. Shannon made a public statement on Instagram claiming that Tony Busby is orchestrating all of this to take down a black man and draw on racial stereotypes. This is where it gets weird and people are asking to be taken out of the group chat. Shannon's lawyers released explicit text messages from Jane Doe to Shannon to set the record straight. In these texts, she seems to be saying that she wants baby gravy and his big black baby in her. Then Tony Busby responded saying, yeah, but all of those texts were sent before the date of the alleged grape incident.
Shannon Sharpe is probably just going to have to pay that money. I'm sorry, big dog, but I don't think you got the cards in this one. You are going to have to come off of that bag.
Shannon Sharpe is the prime example of you could have money but not street smart whatsoever. His job at ESPN is now on the line because of this. I'm not taking away from anything that woman went through because I did hear the phone calls. But at some point, she looked at Shannon like a lick because what 56-year-old man, what do you want, or 55 at the time, what do you want with a 19-year-old girl? What does a 19-year-old girl want with a 55-year-old man? He wanted you know what, and she's seen a come up. These women are smart, play your part. At some point in this relationship, she's seen a come up and she was going to get it by any means necessary. That's why the phone calls were recorded. She's seen the play, she set it up, and he fell for it. He fell right into her trap. She was building her case and had everything she needed because she was going to get a piece of that pie. Once you get to a certain status, you have to be smart. You have to watch and calculate your every move because someone is just waiting to get in. You could have all the money in the world, but not the street smarts to know that you're about to get played. Let's talk about it.
At first, I did think this story was going to blow over. I thought this was going to, at the most become another like Instagram live situation. You know what I mean? But now that the public done got the details, oh, 19? My guy, I know that it is nice. It's nice to be famous. It's nice to be on television every day and be the rising star in the sports media community. I get that comes with a lot of fanfare, a lot of attention. Hey, nobody is going to judge you for that. But 19, big dog, 19 and you 50? It ain't good. You're going to have to come up off that money. I'm sure you probably thought people were going to have your back on this one. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there are people who do still have your back, but you don't release text messages. She don't release text messages. There's audio. You said that a tape might be on the way. And you admitted that you're trying to give her money already before all this happened. My guy, you're hustling backwards. I get it. You believe that it's a shakedown. Okay. And I get that this lawyer, he just lost a big case to Jay-Z, if I'm not mistaken, but you ain't got the cards. That girl is sitting on the big and the little joker right now, okay? She got all the books. You ain't gonna win this hand. Go ahead and cash out, man. Go ahead. You could probably still build back, you know what I mean? You probably aren't going to lose ESPN or, the podcast Club Shay Shay. That's all you. You can build back. But let this drag out. Honestly, I don't know if it's gonna go in your favor. Hit the eject button. All right, get out while you can. Find a settlement because this is bad.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really. Why would a 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time? Y'all keep doing this. Y'all keep doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women. And then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense, because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her. Once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage. She got baggage. She got boundaries. And y'all don't want women with boundaries, with self-respect. Y'all want little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You on that phone telling that girl that you gonna choke the shit out of her and that she gonna like it. And now she trying to get over on you and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money. Where y'all problem is, y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child wants you for real. Men like that scare me. Because what does a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common? Actually, she's 20 now and he's 56 now. So a 55-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common. What? What do you have to talk about? What life experiences do y'all have to discuss?
So Cameron from the It Is What It Is podcast sticks up for Shannon Sharpe as he faces allegations from this girl that he was dating who's 19 years old and does a lot of adult content creation. And he thinks that this girl is looking at Shannon Sharpe as a money grab. This $50 million number is based on the fact that she knew that he was about to be getting an $100 million contract. And Cameron thinks that the way the girl was talking, that this was just the nature of their relationship, And there's like words that you could describe that kind of vulgar language that I don't want to use so I don't get like flagged. But it just was like actually part of their relationship. It wasn't like out of nowhere Shannon threatened to choke this girl in a way that's like violent, but it was actually leading up to like romantic things, and that's like how they operate. And Cameron believes that this girl set him up, and he doesn't want to be disrespectful to actual real victims, people who've actually faced sexual assault. But a lot of people do seem to agree with Cameron because Shannon Sharpe is beloved and people don't necessarily want to see him getting taken down without hard-hitting proof. And this lawyer, Tony Busby, has sued Jay-Z and then had to retract the lawsuit. So he's already kind of on the eyes of the people shaky at best, right? Because it seems like he's going after, first of all, black entertainers only. And he's always trying to get these settlements, whether they're guilty or not, whether Diddy's guilty or not, Jay-Z, Shannon Sharpe. It seems like it could have potential to be money grab. But I want to know what you guys think about this.
None. And anytime, and I know men are going to find their way in their comments like, it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator. You're a predator. That's like us saying slavery was bad and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife. Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal. Because y'all love to be, she legal. And then you know what I always find so funny? When men get to, when people ask them like, well, if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was going to take care of her and if he was going to, no, you would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty. But for somehow y'all can reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea, because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, power difference. If someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children because if you just wanted to date someone a little bit younger than you, whatever. But if the age gap is bigger than the person's age, the age gap is bigger than the person's age, it's not appropriate. No matter which way y'all try to shake it. Oh, well, he could teach her something. She could get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Not some dirty old man that wants to do whatever they was doing. And then also, let's tap into the big black baby.
Honestly, I'm not surprised that the only people that's defending this man is men. At some point, y'all have to start taking accountability, because why on God's green earth would you ever think that it's okay to talk to somebody where the age gap is higher than the age of the person? The man's not mad then. Honestly, whether she's doing it for clout or not, what do you expect messing with somebody that young? You're old as hell, and you think that anybody that young messing with somebody your age has any good intentions? Mind you, you're not just an old man, you're a rich old man. Come on, use context clues. You think she not about to get in her bag? Have you forgot that's the current trend? Be a cute little hottie and find you a young old man that's willing to spend a bag on you, you know, do a little things here and there and go about my day. Baby, as much stuff as you talk about everybody else, you had to have seen that coming. You're not that naive. At the end of the day, I just feel like the age gap stuff has to stop being normalized. It just gets to a certain point. In certain situations, I understand there being a slight age gap, okay? But the fact that you're in your 50s and this girl has not even touched 20 is crazy. She's 19. Don't you have daughters older than her? I really don't feel bad for this man, whether he's being framed or not. This man gonna get on the interview and say it's a shakedown. Baby, duh, you're getting robbed blind. You're a sugar daddy. And then y'all feeling to talk about, besides the age gap, I'm glad she was recording, because let them say they gonna choke me. They're gonna choke me? Oh, okay, I'm about to choke that wallet one more time, and then we'll see where this go. Like, I don't feel bad one bit. He really did this to himself. You so worried about running your mouth and being messy with other people's lives the whole time, you got a mess to deal with it yourself now. Karma work funny. Whether this is a setup or not, he did this to himself, because you had no business messing with nobody that young anyway. She's acting her age. Did you think you was gonna get a Patti LaBelle, Janet Jackson? You already should have been treading lightly, because you are a man with fame, with money. You know, you're known, you have an image. So anybody that messes with you might have ill intentions. But a 19-year-old? Baby, goodbye. See you in court.
I ain't gonna lie, Shannon, my boy, you might be cooked. I don't see a way out of this one. First of all, let's point out the obvious, right? First of all, she's a young, white 19-year-old messing with Shannon Sharpe, a 77-year-old big-ass black football player. I don't even have to say much more about that right there. Shannon, when you were on the phone call with this woman, I just heard the phone call with this woman. It sounded so weird, but it sounded so strange. Like, it was just giving setup vibes, or it was giving like, this woman is definitely not. Obviously, we're just ignoring the whole part of the fact that she's a 19-year-old girl and Shannon's 97. Just talking about the common sense aspect of it all. The traps that black men fall into regarding all this old stuff and all this dating stuff. And it's always older black men too, every time. I don't know how Shannon's gonna get himself out of this one. His sponsorships cooked. Brand deals cooked. Work team cooked. A leaked live Instagram tape. You done been extorted by a 19-year-old white woman, and you're 79,000 years old. Pretty sure you know better. But also, it's just kind of weird that, like, you know, I didn't take Shannon as one of them types of fellas. But who am I to judge?
56-year-old black man. Pop culture references for them would be quotes from Good Times, quotes from 227, quotes from Claudine, Run DMC music, reruns of Moesha. These are the types of things when we're home after work, drinking a beer in our basketball shorts. These are the types of conversations we're having, right? At 50-something-year-old, we're sitting around the house in our downtime having conversations about finance and investing and 401ks and all these different things. How are you having that conversation with a 19-year-old? How? What do you honestly have in common that allows for you and that 19-year-old to have anything beyond 4 minutes of conversation? Absolutely nothing. I hate to use the word unnatural, because the word unnatural comes with a lot of historical hate behind it, but it really does feel unnatural for a 56-year-old man or woman to be with anything 19 years old. What are you talking about? What do you have in common? How is that person feeding your soul and your mental? Number one. Number two, let's get to the nasty nitty-gritty of it. If you're a stick, you find them both physically attractive. I'm sorry. A 19-year-old got the same body as a 14-year-old girl in high school more times than not. Now, you got some people who look exceptionally young. You got some people who look exceptionally old. But if you are attracted to a 19-year-old, you attracted to a 15-year-old, and ever that I would be on a college campus and look at a young man or a young woman and be like, ooh, I will slide in that. All right. And let's just keep it real. It's not to say that we can't be older and admire the beauty of younger people. I'm not going to sit here and say I've never looked at a younger person and be like, oh, that's a good looking young man. That's a very attractive young man. But that's where it started and it stopped. I didn't go home and jack off to the thought of no 17-year-old. I didn't have no visions or no fantasies of screwing no 17-year-old. And if you and anybody else do, you're nasty. All right. Let's address this comment that a lot of people want to make. Oh, well, she's 8. Let me tell you something. Saying somebody is 18 and it makes it legal is literally one of the biggest signals that you can send someone that your ass is a goddamn pedophile. You may not be one legally, but you damn sure is one mentally. Because no self-respecting grown person who takes seriously their role to protect the youth will ever let something like that roll off their lips. There is no world to me where 19 will ever be grown. 19 is not grown. It's not. It's not. In my mind, a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old is the same goddamn thing. I put their ass in the same box and they both better call me Mr. Latham. Quiet as it's kept. You shouldn't be having relationships with anybody who the age dynamic would require you call them Mr. or Miss. That's the litmus test right there. The litmus test is if I ran into you and held the door for you at the grocery store, if your natural response would be, thank you, ma'am, or thank you, sir, we probably should not be engaging in sexual activities. Okay, so let's get a little nuanced here and let's talk about the intersection of young non-black girls and successful black men. A lot of times, women out there, black women in particular, y'all do this thing where y'all be like, oh, they get rich and they go out and get a white woman. And some of y'all get really in y'all feelings about this thing about black men going out and getting white women, and y'all internalize it as a slight to y'all. I have been telling my female friends in my personal life and my viewers for the longest, y'all need to stop internalizing